doing this as part of my work with the Portsmouth Symphony. I'm very excited to be playing the Rodrigo Concierto de Aranjuez on November 9th. And, but I love teaching. I've been at King State College for 23 years. What happens is that people come up and play, and then I work with them. So, who's playing today? You young man?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Will.
Will. Welcome, Will. I read somewhere, somebody told me that this is the most recorded piece in the guitar repertoire. Or maybe it's just the most often played one on YouTube. I don't know if that's the same thing, you know. But it's just it's a wonderful piece by João Nabuco, who came from northeast Brazil and actually managed to get into the Rio music scene in the early 20th century. And it's just a wonderful piece. I'm going to stop talking because we just want to play it. Thank you. There's so many nice things that there's kind of a sense of style, sense of phrasing, even some nice little nuances. Like when it goes to the B section, kind of warms up the color a bit, so you kind of, oh, there's something else coming here. So what are some of the things that we can work on? A piece like this is first and foremost a song, right? It's a lyrical song, and so we want to try to get the guitar to sound as much like a singer as we can. When we shift, sometimes the fingers kind of want to get from point A to point B more securely, so they might lift up a little bit early. So right. If we can get kind of think of holding these notes a little bit, where do you go? Maybe it's okay to do a little staccato. So try it again. That's good. So let's look at some of this. So we have the kind of a typical guitar portamento. So, and you come to it. There's some harmonics. One thing I might say about the harmonics are so beautiful in the guitar, but sometimes they're hard for the audience to hear, to project. So you might, maybe one solution would be to try to play them a little bit closer to the saddle. Make sure that they. And if you could do them without pausing so much for that.
Yeah, I worked on that.
All right, that's okay. It's okay. Something else I want to think about is the phrasing. So one way to think about phrasing is in terms of motives. So what are the motives here? There's like four of these 4-note motives, and altogether they make up this first four bar phrase. If we go, think of create kind of a sense of conversation with those. Probably have come from an approach that's kind of a lot of prepared strokes, like sequential planting, that kind of thing. And that's good when you're learning a piece. But then as you kind of develop into it, you want to try to start to play more legato, like more kind of just-in-time placement of the finger. Does that make any sense? What I'm talking about? So that the playing is more legato. But all in all, I mean, I think you're doing a very nice job. You're a very talented young man. Great sense of rhythm, good instincts, and boy, keep playing the guitar, huh? Any questions for me? Or? No? Okay, hey, thanks. Take your time, because we're now. Instead of ba, ba, da, ba, it could be like ba, da, ba, da, right? We feel it moving. We feel this motive moving toward the downbeat. Also this too. So try it again. Way of changing the quality of a note. You know, you can vary with timbre, with dynamics, and you can also vary with vibrato. It's just I try to talk with my students about how to develop a pleasing vibrato, one that sounds like a cantabile. I have them start with a note like this. Just this fourth string seems to be a good note to start with. And just think of it's like a pendulum-like motion. You're actually pulling and pushing the string. Yeah, there you go. And maybe a little more pressure, so that you get. It's just kind of like you're messing with the decay of the note. Kind of like an arpeggio free stroke. Let me just see it. So what do you want your free stroke to sound like?
I want to be able to play melody.
So if you think of it, comparing a rest stroke and a free stroke, part of what makes a rest stroke sound the way it does is that you're kind of pushing down into the string. So if you can do that with a free stroke, you won't quite get the same resonance. It'll still sound, but it won't sound like, which is the worst, right? And not that you're doing this. But sometimes when I work with a student and I find that they're doing this, that's the worst kind of sound you can get, because then you're and it's also terrible for your hand. Because you're making actually this will work for, it's called the post motion, and you're making the flexors work against you. It's actually one of the most difficult of the piece. You hardly have it. You have to get that last G sharp. Let's see how you do that. So that's one of the difficult junctures in the piece. So what you would do is you go and take your time. That's okay. It's okay to take your time. One of the things that we know about practicing is it's better to hesitate than to barrel ahead and make a mistake. Why? Because hesitations are bridged over in time, but mistakes tend to stick. Mistakes can become part of your muscle memory. One of the most important things I can tell students is how to practice. So